This is Main Matt and Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury.
Hi.
And today we talk about the... Go ahead.
Never. Wait a minute. Hold on. Slammiversary. The 20th anniversary of Impact TNA Wrestling.
Now before we begin, like our last episode that we did, we're going to talk about our quote-unquote, I guess you could say sponsor maybe. We have a beer that I've had before. I'm sure Kyle has.
I think so, probably, yeah.
Yes.
Dinger.
Okay. El Dinger Dunkel.
Dunkel.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Well, if you can't see it. I tried. Anyways.
We'll see what we can do in editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave Matt a Mecky of 40 Creek,
Yep.
Mecky of Jameson, and then some beer. One of them was the Dinger as a early birthday gift. And
Hell in a Cell, that's when we introduced a different beer. So anyways, look at that. Now, Kyle's got a bigger mug than I do, but
yeah,
as you can see, it's a dark beer.
that's a stout.
That's a stout right there. So, should be a strong one. Nastrovia.
Nastrovia.
There's a German word for that, but I can't remember, to be honest with you. So, we'll just use the Polish one right now, anyways. Good beer.
Yeah. For some reason, it's probably like Jewish or whatever, but L'Chaim came to mind.
L'Chaim, yes, that is Jewish. So, product of Deutschland.
Sassy Deutschland.
Yeah, is that a good beer?
Side note, just briefly, we have that bottle of Erdinger Dunkel cans on your shelf. You have an Erdinger.
Oh, that's what that is. Sick.
So you have had, okay, not this specific type of Erdinger, like a stout, but you have had it before.
Oh, I know, that's what I mean, I've had the can.
Yeah. This is a dark stout. That one was probably either a lager or an ale, maybe a pilsner.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think we did too. Have a view of that maybe, but...
Probably.
Anyways, today we will talk about Slammiversary. Yes, the sign's all messed up. Fuck it.
That's kind of why I did a little joke at the start.
Yeah, I know. Nope. Anyways, let's get to it.
On with the show.
Yes. Here we go. Start with the opener of the Impact Digital Media Championship. Brian Myers versus Rich Swann.
Now, it was brought to attention, I'll say a couple weeks ago or so, Matt Cardona got injured. I think it was his shoulder, separated it, whatever the hell. And then I seen a video on Instagram where he gave Brian Myers the Digital Media Championship. And he's like, I can't defend this because I'm injured. And if I'm going to give this belt to anybody, I'm going to give it to my best friend. Something along those lines. And so Brian Myers is your new Digital Media Champion.
Right.
And Rich Swann. Now he's a hell of a performer, hell of a wrestler.
Right.
He's been there, done that. I mean, fuck, he's even held the world title. So, this match, I think it'll be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to take away from Rich. I don't think he'll win.
No. No, he's always been one of those guys, and I've said that before, that basically has always had a mid-card title. Well, he's had the world title. Impact. Not a very good runner in WWE. And so, it's almost like, you know what, he's a good wrestler. We know that. We know the credentials of him.
Yes.
But I think Kyle's right. Brian Myers, also coming from WWE, with a shit gimmick, unfortunately. I mean, when he was with Matt Cardona as Zack Ryder, it was like, could have went somewhere. Unfortunately.
Like, initially, when it was, they were the Edge heads.
Yeah.
It was great. And then, well, I think first they were the Major Brothers, and then they became the Edge heads.
Yeah.
And then once they got separated, it was like, Zack Ryder did okay. Myers, fuck, he had a terrible time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just...
And then he left, and then sometime later he came back, and they gave him some genius came up with a bright idea. Hey, let's give Brian Myers a losing streak. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Like, he ended up 100 and who the fuck knows what it was. Losing streak.
Yep.
And then I think maybe he won a match, or if he won a match, then he left and probably did the independent scene for a little while. Then he ended up on Impact, and of course, it's funny how at first Myers and Cardona were kind of feuding.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they're the major players with Chelsea Green, and it's like, come again?
Like, Matt and Chelsea are going together, that's clear. But we also know the history of Matt and Brian.
Yeah.
So, it kind of makes sense. But I understand what Kyle's saying. It's kind of weird. But I honestly think, yeah, you know what? I believe Brian's gonna retain.
Like, considering the fact he just got the title, yeah, it was given to him. Like, your first, I guess you can call it defense of the title. You lose? Nah. Nah.
No. Not a chance.
No chance in hell.
Yeah.
They're going to have a reverse battle royal. Now, I was thinking about this a little bit earlier when I saw that, and with the battle royal, typically, however many people are going to be in the match, they start in the ring one by one, you're eliminated over the top rope, and then usually the last one left wins. I think what they're going to do is they're going to have however many people, let's say, around the ring, and then you fight to get into the ring, let's say, and then however many people they decide are going to be in the ring, 20, 30, whatever, then you go traditional battle royal rules.
Right.
Thrown over the top rope, you're eliminated, and either last one left wins, or what they've done in some cases is, okay, you're eliminated, and then you get down to the final two, and you go one-on-one match, and whoever wins, goes on to a championship of some kind.
I don't know who would win this match. I know we've seen one before, so
Yeah, it says participants to be announced.
yeah.
So we'll probably find out who's gonna be in the match come Slammiversary.
Yep.
And I'm sure Matt and I will be doing our usual play-by-play of Slammiversary.
Yep.
So we'll probably make our predictions come match time.
Yes.
So we'll just leave it as TBD.
Pretty
To be
much.
determined.
Yeah. So we have the Ultimate X Championship. We've got Ace Austin, the champion, versus K-E-N-G King! Kenny King versus Mike Bailey, the Canadian, versus Trey Miguel versus Jack Evans versus Alex Zane.
Yeah, Alex Zane. I haven't seen anything from him in who knows how fucking long.
Oh,
Well, it was just last week. Yeah, last week on Impact, he basically got the shit kicked out of him by Bullet Club.
yeah.
And apparently Ace Austin joined Bullet Club.
Oh, God. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Thanks for fucking that up, too. Anyways,
Yeah.
honestly, I think if I were to pick, I really don't like Ace Austin. As much as I think he is a good wrestler in certain ways. I mean, Kenny King has definitely been an Impact original. He's been around even before Ring of Honor, so I could probably see him win.
Right.
Mike Bailey, yeah, I think it's time. Could put the title on him. Yeah, I know Trey Miguel's had it. And Alex Zane, who knows? Jack Evans, well, possibly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's an up in the air thing. But once again, haven't watched an episode of Impact in a while, so
Right.
Ace Austin as the new Bullet Club member.
From what I saw, well, he was in Japan during the Best of the Super Juniors, and yeah, he won Bullet Club basically.
Too stupid.
So next we've got a Queen of the Mountain Mass, first ever, for the Knockouts Championship. Got the champion Tasha Steelz, Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, and the recently returned Jade, now being referred to by her name that she went by for quite the longest time, Mia Yim.
Right. Yeah, again, another Impact original. So that's cool. Obviously, if you watched Chelsea Green back in 2016, you would know her as
Laurel Van Ness.
Yep, the hot mess. And so, there's that. I mean, you got a lot of really talented wrestlers here, you know, but shit. Like, I like Tasha Steelz.
Right.
I think the She-Beast, Jordan Grace, is a pretty good wrestler herself, obviously. I think maybe if she won a title, that wouldn't be too bad. Honestly, don't see Chelsea Green win.
Right.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true. You know, here's a woman that had a good run as Laurel Finesse.
Right.
And then she went elsewhere. And then she ended up in NXT, and you gotta NXT Women's title. And then she goes to SmackDown. And do you think she can give her a fair shake? Nope. Because she broke her arm. And now she didn't know where to go. She showed up in Ring of Honor. She was injured at the time. And then Ring of Honor shut its doors. So now she's back on Impact with her husband and Brian. But also, she did show up in NWA for a while.
Little bit, yeah.
So, unfortunately, I don't see her win the title. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Maybe.
But Mia Yim has... I think she had the Knockouts title before. I'm sure.
Yes.
She had a really good run a few years ago with Rosemary. That was a good feud.
Yes.
And yeah, she is an Impact original of sorts.
Yeah.
But I don't think Mia Yim is ready to take the Knockouts title again. Another woman who got swapped out of WWE. A good one in NXT. A good one in NXT. Retribution. That's all I gotta say about that. But honestly, it's gonna be a good match.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who to pick. I don't think I picked a winner.
What do you think is the likelihood of Tasha retaining?
Well, if Savannah's in her corner, pretty damn likely.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just it. Savannah is a brick shithouse. She's the Diesel to Tasha Steele's Shawn Michaels. And I know I make that comparison a lot, but that's true. So, unless there's a miracle, unless maybe Jordan Grace gets the win, who knows. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be another wait and see.
Unless somebody has a horseshoe stuck up their ass.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. And for the first queen of the mountain, that's gonna be awesome.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
So now we go on to a tag team match for the Impact Tag titles. You got them boys from Sandy Fork, by God, Delaware. Jay and Mark Briscoe versus the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. Machine Gun.
that was the worst. Anyways, well, I think we've seen this match before. But, honestly, I mean, they always put on good matches.
Yeah.
Both have been great in the ring, obviously. I think that because Jay and Mark are, I believe at this point, double champions, unless they lost the GCW titles. I can't remember.
I don't think they have yet.
So,
Well, aren't, like, they're the GCW Tag Champions. Aren't they also the NWA Tag Champs right now?
that's right. So, even if they lose the Impact titles, they still have to.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily a loss.
No.
But, yeah, so honestly, it's also a toss-up because, I mean, they're both very talented tag teams. I mean, both veterans in the ring. Obviously, Mark and Jay have been around for a damn near 22 years.
Yeah.
So, honestly, yeah, again, that's a toss-up.
I'll just put it out there for the hell of it. Briscoe's retain.
Okay? Damn boys. Reach for the sky, boy.
Hell yeah.
So now we have this match, the Impact Originals versus the Honor No More. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian, which I find Magnus, and to be determined, so who knows,
A fifth, yeah.
versus Honor No More, Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, PCO, and Vincent.
Yes.
So,
Matt and I were having a discussion a little bit earlier
Yeah.
about who could be the fifth, and it's like, you know, what's to say they couldn't have Petey Williams, James Storm. Matt said it best, maybe.
Sting, you know, let's say.
Potentially. You know, there's so many Impact originals that could easily be the fifth. I think, you know, there seems to be they're gonna make it a big surprise,
Yeah,
but for now, it's a guessing game, essentially.
Robbie E.
Well, with
Yeah.
him as Robert Stone right now and
Yeah.
managing Von Wagner, probably not.
Probably not. And he wants you Trevor Lee back. Yeah. It'll be interesting nonetheless. But will it be a good match? Fuck yeah, it's gonna be a good match.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know who the fifth man is gonna be for Team Impact, but
Yeah.
I was gonna say Mick Foley, but fat chance of that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
So, good match, yeah. Fuck yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Again, like everything else, not quite sure who's gonna win.
Yeah.
So, and that's not us being lazy. That's just facts. I don't know.
Exactly.
So,
So now we go on to Sami Callihan versus Moose. This rivalry has been quite interesting. So, to really put a definitive stamp on the rivalry, we go way back to 2005, 6, whatever it was, and Monsters Ball.
holy shit. So, you have a match. You know, a lot of matches in Impact have really defined the odds. You have Lethal Lockdown. You've got the X Division matches. There was another.
Yeah. Such Steel?
Yes. And then you also have Monsters Ball. And I mean, this match, I haven't seen a lot of them myself, unfortunately. But yeah, going all the way back to the early 2000s. The only match I can really think about right now is Abyss versus Rob Van Dam.
Well, there was Abyss and Rob Van Dam. I'm pretty sure there was Abyss and Sabu, Abyss and Judas Macias, quite a few others.
This match is going to be a war.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I mean, you look at the statistics, you look at what Sami Callihan has fucking done in Impact Wrestling. Also, you look at his matches in Smash. You
Oh,
look
fuck
at
yeah.
his matches in MLW. And hell, if you even want, you know, NXT. Maybe, who knows?
He didn't really have what you call a hardcore match in
True.
NXT. I mean, he had some matches, but it was a very, 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 very short-lived run as Solomon Crow.
Yep. The Irish. Anyways,
Yeah.
this is going to be a fucking war. And I know that Moose has been dominant in the last 2 years, maybe.
Yeah.
So, I honestly don't fucking know because I want to see Sami Callihan go over?
Yeah.
I just don't fucking know. If there's a miracle, I want to see it happen.
Right.
So, again, I really don't know.
Yeah. You really could take either.
Because Sami Callihan is, again, I talk about Edge in 2006, bringing back the really hardcore, brutal style and wrestling in WWE. Sami Callihan has done just that. And I mean, you look at the fucking match with LAX and Sami Callihan and the brothers,
Jake and Dave Christ.
and their fucking match in LAX.
51-50 street fight.
Yes. So, fuck, this is gonna be a war.
Oh, hell yeah.
I want to see Sami go over. I want to see somebody finally beaten loose.
Yeah.
And I know that Josh Alexander did for the Impact title, but
Yeah.
I think Sami has a shot.
Yeah.
So yes, I will in fact pick Sami Callihan.
Yeah, I'll take Sami too.
So now we have the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. We've got the Influence, Tennille Dashwood and Madison Rayne versus the Canadian girl, I don't even know. Taya Valkyrie, Lavaya Loca, and Rosemary.
Yeah.
I don't think they're under DK.
No.
No.
You remember prior to Taya going to NXT and being Frankie Monet. Shit, that fucking reeked. And then, her coming back. It seems to be. Taya and Rosemary are rekindling that friendship, if you will.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that goes. My honest and humble opinion, Influence will retain.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I mean, I like Taya and Rosemary, obviously a very good history. I mean, Rosemary, another Impact original, going back to 2016, maybe 15 even.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, not to take anything away from those Canadian goddesses or whatever you want to call them, I don't even know. It's just, what?
Canadian goddesses or whatever the fuck.
It's just kind of like, alright, I think that the Influence are actually a good tag team, like them or not. Who do you think will knock them off the throne?
Only time will tell, bro.
Pretty much.
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
And you know what matches that Rosemary and Taya did have as a tag team prior to her leaving Impact? They were a really good team.
Yeah.
And I think they still could have that chemistry. It's just, I don't see them winning
Right.
the championships. Maybe if they get another shot down the road, they probably might win. But right now it's like, no, I don't see it happening.
No. Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
We got another Canadian match. We've got Josh Alexander versus Eric Young.
Ah, yes. Well, he's not really the world-class maniac anymore, but the leader of Violent by Design versus the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander.
Did I call him the world-class maniac?
No.
Oh, okay. Not so much. Anyways, whatever.
Well, prior to him going over to WWE, and that, he was, he
Yeah.
was the world-class maniac.
Right, yeah.
And then, yeah.
So, I mean, you have the young lion versus the old lion,
Yeah.
if you will. And I mean, yeah, you've got the legendary Impact veteran, if you will, Eric Young, versus Josh Alexander, who obviously, as we mentioned, just beat Moose. I don't see him losing the title.
No.
That would be a fucking shame. I think that Eric Young is a hell of a wrestler. I love the stable that he's in. But no, I think Josh Alexander has a lot more to do
Yeah.
as the Impact title holder. And I don't know who can knock him off his throne.
Yeah.
The only time will tell. So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I honestly will say Josh is going to retain.
Me too.
So, I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a show.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah. So that's Slammiversary 20th anniversary. So
Yeah.
join us for our play-by-play, and then of course we'll lead into Forbidden Door, I guess.
Yeah.
And then of course that'll lead into Blood and Guts, whatever the hell that is. You also have Money in the Bank.
Well, Forbidden Door is the 26th, and then Blood and Guts is coincidentally on a Wednesday, the 29th.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll do that when we do that.
Yeah.
But anyways, for me, Matt Killer Kyle, we bid you adieu.
Goodbye.
And good night.